Hello, everyone. Wow, that wasn't even like a voice. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. If you're a viewer, I'm so sorry. I actually have my hair down for once, but it looks freaking crazy. And I know with it being down, I'm probably just gonna end up playing with it every 30 seconds, but I just took it out of a braid, and for once I actually didn't feel like putting it up in a bun, so it's just kind of natural, kind of a little more wavier because of the braid. But anyways, hello, welcome to another episode. I'm kind of, I don't want to say down. I just watched it is Sunday night. It's actually later than normal. It is 10 p.m. on a Sunday, so like low-key apologize to like my neighbors if they can hear me because recording kind of late tonight, but it is Sunday night. I just watched the Chiefs versus Bills game. Sad to say I lost $15 to that game. I had the Bills winning and they lost, so that was kind of a disappointment. So then after that, I have to sit and record an episode. I'm not as hype as I would have been if the team I had bet on won, but here we are. We're recording it anyways. Anyways, so I was thinking of, I actually forgot to do intentions for this week. I was thinking that I don't know what I've been doing, but lately I've been like super prepared for everything. I have so much planned out. I've just been kind of like revising and editing all these notes that I have for the podcast, and also actually for my personal channel. That literally I wrote for my intentions to just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing, but whatever I'm doing lately has been working so well because I feel like I'm kind of on top of my game. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't pinpoint like what I've been doing and say this is what I want to keep doing, but I think I've just been taking time at night mostly, like when JJ goes to bed and I'm just sitting and chilling. I'll put on like a movie or something and then just kind of work on my computer and plan a lot out, look at the calendar. I literally have like 3 different tabs open because if you know, you know, I use Notion, so I just look at everything on my computer. That way I'm not going back and forth between my computer and my phone because I feel like then I'll just end up just getting really confused trying to look at dates and all this stuff. So I'll have like the calendar on Notion open in one tab, a list of like the ideas that I have for podcasts on one, and then like I kind of go in depth and kind of like brainstorm little bullet points so that way I can kind of base this episode around, and I'm not just, it ends up being like mumbo jumbo anyways, but at least it'll be a little more organized mumbo jumbo, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know what I've been doing, but it's working for me. So honestly, this is kind of just like a talk to myself. Whatever I am doing, keep it up. Streaming platforms, Spotify. My computer is literally glitching right now, and I keep noticing it out of the corner of my eye, and it's throwing me off. And I keep long pausing and all this stuff to see if it's gonna like stop the recording or if it's like ruining it. I guess I'll see in editing, but it looks wild right now. I did also kind of hit it on the corner of the table, like my laptop on the corner of the table when I went to go put it on the table, so I'm hoping I didn't like mess anything up, but it's kind of acting really weird. It's either that or it's OBS, which I wouldn't be surprised because OBS has been acting up for me for a while. If you watch these episodes, you'll probably see in some ones where like there's like that bubble with the thumbs up, or I think last time it even gave me like a thumbs down one. If I can, I try to obviously edit it out, but some of them I'm like still talking without realizing that it paused. So like I think it shows in a couple episodes. So OBS has been kind of acting a little sus lately anyways. So if it's just like an OBS glitch, I wouldn't be surprised, but it's kind of freaking me out, and I'm waiting for like, I don't know, something to happen, but fingers crossed nothing does, and this episode could just be one straight episode. As soon as I said that, it literally was like glitching really bad. So it wasn't. I had to restart another editing or another recording thing. So hopefully this one's a little better, but I don't know what's freaking going on with this thing. Anyways, streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast, or we are here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Subscribe, join the little fam we got over here. It's really not that much, but I appreciate all of you that are subscribed over here. Or if you are listening, anywhere you listen, love you. Today's episode, I feel like behind with this trend. I know in the first couple like days of 2024, a lot of people that were dropping podcasts had done like ins and outs of 2024. So I thought to hop on the bandwagon. I have a little list for both ins and outs. I thought it was kind of interesting. I really didn't understand it at first when it was like ins and outs of 2024, like just reading it right off the bat until I started to see more and more people start to do it. I low-key was like, what does that mean? Like, what am I going to be talking about? When I started like seeing what it was about and like what you're like supposed to do explaining wise and all this stuff, I was like, ooh, that's actually really interesting. And it got me kind of thinking of like ins and outs and what I want to get better at and what I want to like leave behind in 2023 type of situation. So I thought this would be really fun. So I'm finally jumping on the bandwagon. Like I said, I'm a bit late because there's literally at this point like a week left of January, but it's okay. We're still in the first month, so I wouldn't say we're too far behind, but this probably should have been like one of the episodes earlier this month. But anyways, so for ins of 2024, this first one actually has taken me a bit by surprise. I had making coffee at home. I spend so much money buying coffee at like any coffee shop, mostly Dunkin'. But I do also spend a lot of money at Starbucks lately, and because I found this new coffee that I like by them. And normally I would only go to Starbucks for like refreshers, so mostly in the summer. And I never really had coffee from them because before this last drink that I found, every time I tried a coffee from Starbucks, I never liked it. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. Like it was just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. So I don't know, like I didn't go as much as I have been lately. I spend like way too much money. And then I found this new coffee shop that's in like the next town over from where I live. I don't know if I've ever mentioned about going there. I found a coffee from them that I've been in love with. So I've been really wanting to go there. So I'll take the trip over there sometimes when I'm like not doing anything, or like if I have enough time to run over there and grab one. I've been loving it. I've been super obsessed. So now I just always I always crave coffee. Like I freaking love coffee so much. I actually like live off of it. So spending money on coffee is just honestly always been a problem of mine. So I do have that I want to be saving money by making coffee at home. And honestly, I've been doing kind of a good job. I bought coffee at the store. I bought creamer for it. I even bought, I don't know if you guys have seen, but they have like the cold foam cans that they sell in the store now. I bought that, and honestly, game changer. If I go to Dunkin', I do sometimes get cold foam on my coffees. So the fact that they made that for you to put it on your coffee at home definitely was a game changer for me. And I would honestly say it's so good. I love it. I 10/10 recommend you trying it. So we'll get into my recipe really quick. I'm not like a barista over here, but I have a coffee machine that you have to put like ground coffee. Like you can't use like K-cups. So I get the Dunkin' bag of hazelnut like flavored coffee, and then I pour that, it brews in like a cup, and then I put French vanilla creamer, so it's like hazelnut, French vanilla. I don't know, the combination is just really good to me. I like it. And then I'll do the cold foam I still make it iced. I really prefer iced coffee over hot, so I've been making a lot of iced coffee at home. But then you put the cold foam on top, and honestly, it's been amazing. And I'm really glad that I actually like the coffee I've been making, because normally my problem would be that I would make coffee at home to try to save money, but not actually like the coffee. So then I end up either getting another coffee later in the day out, or just like stop. Like I literally stopped making coffee altogether some point last year. Like I swear I had the same like almost resolution last year, and I like stopped making coffee completely because I didn't like the coffee that I was making, that the coffee that I had actually expired. So we're doing good. We're on our second bag so far this year, and we haven't even been through January. So I would say we're doing really well. The next thing that I had for ends of 2024 is budgeting, because I don't know, I feel like I just always need to get better with money. I need to like obviously budget, like I said, spending money on coffee, probably spending money on food, like little things like that. Because if I'm out and about sometimes and I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to buy food out while I'm out. Like, no, I'm literally on my way home anyways. I could just go home and make lunch, or like go home and have dinner. But like what I think is like smart thinking is like, oh, I'm already out, just stop and get food. But it really doesn't, like, the math isn't there if you think about it. So I definitely need to like budget money a little better and think of better ways to spend money, I would say. The next thing I had for ends is traveling and taking trips. I literally sat here and was like, I'm going to take trips this year. I don't care if they're like big trips. I don't care if they're long trips. I don't care if it's a weekend little getaway. I want to be taking trips this year. I definitely want to go back to Boston. I haven't been to Boston in so long, and I just love Boston. Like the aquarium in Boston. I love the what is it called? The little market there. I forget the name of it. I'm literally blanking on the name of it right now, but I know I've been there like once or twice, and that was really cool. I loved going around there. Honestly, just walking around Boston is like really pretty. I went to like a observatory type thing where like you could literally, I think it's in the Prudential Center. You go up and like you could walk around like this floor of the Prudential Center, and it's like a great view of Boston. I just love Boston personally over New York, so I would definitely love to go back to Boston. Like I said, that might even be like a weekend little getaway, but I'd be so content with that. Like, I'm not saying I need to go to Boston for like a week. That'd probably be like, I don't know, like a Florida type trip if I ever go back to Florida. I didn't really think about going to Florida, but I have another trip hopefully planned. I planned another trip with one of my friends, and it's just one of those things that has to like, it's not really a group chat, but like has to make out of the group chat, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully that is going to be booked and planned. Well, it's already planned, but booked soon. So that'll be one trip booked. It's not until like August that we'd be going. So I have almost the whole year to like wait for it, but I want to take like little trips in between now and then, just to like, I don't know, experience more. Like I literally sat here one day and was like, I'm going to travel this year. And that also is why I need a budget a little better so that I can travel this year. So like those kind of go hand in hand, but I'm really excited about what I already have planned and what I want to do. I just need to plan it out a little more and like, I don't know, find people to like go with, so to speak, but really excited about that. The next thing I have is talking about feelings. I am a type of person that will bottle a lot up until I literally have no other, like, I have nothing else to do except for like flip, so to speak. Like so much is bottled up that I'm literally just getting like mad at everything, and I just start like fighting people almost. Like I just get into like little useless arguments because of the fact that I'm already like pent up on like everything I'd bottled up. So I haven't journaled at all so far this year, which probably isn't a good thing, but I wouldn't even say like journaling more, just like straight up talking to people more or like, I don't know, just getting it out of me, so to speak, like out of my head, off my chest type of situation. The next thing I have is, I don't want to say it coincides, but like being comfortable or getting comfortable with being alone. I definitely am a type of person where I don't like doing things by myself. I just would rather not. Like if I have to do something by myself, it's just probably not going to get done because I strictly do not want to go anywhere or do anything by myself. I'm that type of person that has to have like someone with me. Normally it was my son. Even if I just had like my son with me, I was okay. He's literally 2, so like the fact that like that's the little company I need just kind of says a lot for me. But now that he's in daycare, if I'm by myself, like I'm by myself. So like I just kind of need to get like comfortable with that. And I really want to, like, I obviously want to do things by myself, but I don't know, like I just get in my own head and like freak myself out over like the smallest things. So back to talking about feelings, what coincides with that is taking care of mental health. That is definitely, should have honestly probably been number 1 on this list, but that is definitely a big thing this year. I definitely want to keep track of that, stay on top of that. So far so good this year. I actually started this year on like a really good note. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm in like bad moods now, but the first like couple weeks of 2024, I was in such good moods. Like, I think that's why I'm so caught up on like this podcast stuff. And like I said, doing just whatever I've been doing, because of the fact that I've been in such good moods that everything has just been kind of like rolling along on such good wavelengths. I love it. The next in is growing on social media. Honestly, I've kind of had a lot of, I think I mentioned it in, I think it was the first episode for 2024. I don't remember, but I had talked about like a reflection of 2023 and then looking into 2024. I had some goals that I wanted to do a lot on social media. I wanted to post more on Instagram. I've kind of been posting a lot more stories, which still works in my mind. Like I was saying, I was either going to be posting either more on stories or like actual posts, like pictures, but I haven't taken a lot of pictures. I have a lot of things to post. So I've just been in the moment, like putting a story up. And I think, I don't know, I like how that's been going so far. So I definitely I just want to be using social media more. I definitely want to get you guys involved in a lot more, I don't know, I don't want to say like episodes, so to speak, but like just talking to you guys through stories, like whether I put up like a poll or like, I don't know, little things to just kind of be like very interactive. Obviously, I want to grow this podcast a ton. I've been having so much fun with it. And then I obviously want to be growing my main channel that I have as well. So that's definitely in the works as well. I can't wait to see, honestly, what this year brings social media wise. I'm super excited. The next thing I also want to grow in 2024 are friendships. I have been becoming like really good friends with people I've known, just haven't really talked to really, like, if that makes sense. Like, you kind of know them, but now like you're starting to know them a little better. That has been a big thing so far for 2024, and I love it. So I definitely want to keep that going. Either meet a lot of people somewhere, I don't really know, some way, somehow, just make more friendships. I don't know, I've just been kind of actually enjoying it a lot, which for my introverted self kind of says a lot, but I don't know, so far so good. It's been really fun, so definitely want to keep that up, keep that going throughout this whole year. So now the outs of 2024. The first thing, I said that really weird. The first thing that I have is comparing myself to others. I feel like that sounds very cliche, but honestly, with both in like, I don't want to say real life, like personal life, I guess, I don't know, but also social media wise, whether it be the podcast or what I'm posting or like regular like main channel videos, I don't want to be comparing to other people. It's going to be like my content, how it is. And like everyone has things differently. Like everyone will post differently. Everyone will obviously look differently. Like there's no reason to like sit here and compare because everyone's going to be their own way in their own way, shape or form type of situation. So that definitely has to be an out. That just has to be an out. The next thing I have is self-doubt. That goes back to literally everything. I kind of thought of this social media wise, especially like main channel videos, thinking whether or not a video is good or worth going up, or even podcasts, like thinking an episode is good enough to post or a good enough idea to talk about, or who's going to like it and who's not. Like I've kind of just been thinking like, if I like the idea, like I don't want to say like, oh, it's my podcast, but like, if I like the idea, I'm going to make the episode, and like people that'll like it will listen. If you don't have to listen. It is what it is. The next one might be for you type of situation. Like I don't want to sit here and overthink and make sure every single person in my audience or every single person that listens likes the episode I'm putting out, because that is never, ever, ever, ever gonna happen. Like there's gonna be at least one person who doesn't like the topic, but that's literally just like how the world works. So that's another out. The next thing I have is doing too many things at once. And what I mean by that is I will sit here sometimes like kind of, I need to like be in the moment more. I kind of need to be more present. I definitely like self-aware of that, which I guess is a good start. I will sit here sometimes and be on the couch and have either a show on for my son or like a show on for me, but he's sitting there playing, and like he's at the age where you don't necessarily have to play with him, but he just likes that you're there in the room with him, if that makes sense. Like he's at the age where like if I just step out of the room to go to the bathroom, like he's following me to the bathroom because he gets upset that I'm leaving. If I go to leave the house and he's here with Julian, like he gets upset that I'm leaving and he's not going with me. Like he'll literally try to take, like today I literally ran out really quick to go grab Starbucks, and he saw me putting on my jacket, and he literally like came over to the chair that his jacket was on and tried to take his jacket off the chair and walk to the door, because like he just like automatically thinks like whoever's leaving, like he's going with them. And I was like, no buddy, like you're gonna stay with daddy. And he started to get really upset. First of all, this dude is trying to put on a jacket when he was literally just walking around in a diaper. Like first you need clothes, my guy, but he's worried about putting on his jacket because he saw me leaving. And like part of me gets really sad because I'm like, oh, like he doesn't want me to leave. But then like that's just where he's at right now. Like he just gets upset if he's not going with you. Like he doesn't like the fact that you're leaving him, so to speak. So not that I necessarily have to sit and play with him, but I just like either watching him or just watching the show. But I'll have like the show on, him playing, him trying to show me some toys, but like I'm sitting here on my computer doing work, or I'm doing something else that could honestly wait until either he's napping or he's going to bed. Like right now I'm recording this podcast when he's clearly sleeping. Like it's 10:30 at night. I could have done this way earlier today, but the fact that I was home with him all day, I wanted to kind of be more present with him. So that is definitely one thing I've noticed I do a lot, is just have too many things going on at once, where I need to like kind of put on a pause, a timeout situation, and just kind of be more present, and then wait for like a better time for me to be doing like whatever else I was doing. Cause like it's one of those things where like I sit and think, and I'm like, there's a time and place for things, and like this isn't the time for this. Let me put it aside and I can get back to it later. The next thing I have is being embarrassed over little things. I am such an overthinker that I definitely get in my own head and definitely like, I don't know, just start really like overthinking and nitpicking some things. So we're like, I don't know. And then I just start overthinking, and then I'm like either like, I don't even know if embarrassed is the word, but I I think that whatever I was either doing or gonna do is like a really stupid idea, or like, why did you think of that? Or imagine if you actually put that out there type of situation. Like, I don't know. That just has to be one of those things that's left on a back burner almost. Like, even if I think those things, I just need to kind of overcome it and either do what I was gonna do anyways, or like, I've been not, I don't want to say embarrassed is the word, but I've been thinking a lot about like shorts. And when I'm cutting up podcasts to do like a little short, every time like I am in the process of editing and like picking out a scene to put for it, I'm like, okay, that's a good one. Or like, oh, okay, that's decent. Or, oh yeah, like I like what I said there, or something like that. And then the moment I go to like post it, I'll like replay it to like, obviously I make sure like I'm not posting the same one I've already done, or making sure I'm clicking on the right one. If I like listen to it again, part of me's like, why did I think that was good? Or like, why am I going to do that? Like, there's so many times I have shorts like saved to my phone that I want to post, and then I end up deleting it because I'm like, why was I going to make that a short? Like, why would that be a good one? And I feel like part of me just really overthinks some things, and I need to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, like I just need to post it. Like, why I made it. So in the moment I thought it was good. Why is it not good now type of situation? The next thing I have is kind of really big for me, is being in my comfort zone all the time. I definitely know I really, really, really need to step out of my comfort zone. Even saying it is kind of big for me, but I need to make it like plan of action. Like, it actually needs to happen. Like, I need to like physically and mentally need to step out of my comfort zone. I honestly am probably getting to the point where like living in my comfort zone is like just straight up not okay anymore. So I need to definitely mentally exit that little trap I'm in here and start living outside of my comfort zone. I need to do things that make me uncomfortable. I'm not really good at that, clearly, but I kind of definitely need to make that a work in progress in 2024. The next thing I mentioned this on the ins when I talking about feelings. The next thing I had for outs is bottling things up within myself. Like I said, do that a lot, and it gets really bad because then 9 times out of 10, I'd say, get to the point where it's just so much is bottled up that I just have to like blow almost, which clearly isn't good. So I definitely need to like make that an out ASAP in 2024. And this last thing makes me laugh, but it is very true. So the last thing I had in the outs list is being too scared to call people. That can literally go down to calling like the doctors or calling to make an appointment, but also at the same time like calling anyone. I just honestly kind of hate being on the phone. I'm really weird because I'd rather FaceTime than talk on the phone, but like I really just don't like talking on the phone. Like physically like whether I hold it to my ear, have you on speaker, like I just do not like talking on the phone. I never did. I don't know what it is. I was low-key always scared to like call the doctors or like make appointments for anything, that I would literally just be like, all right, I'm not going. Or I would honestly have my mom do it. Honestly, up until like a couple years ago, I'm not going to lie. But now that I have like a whole kid that I need to make appointments for, and even still myself, I honestly definitely need to have that as an out. That honestly probably should have been number 1 in the outs list for this year, but that's another thing I need to out this year ASAP, because I can't really do that anymore, mostly because obviously I'm going to have to make appointments for my kid for like doctors and dentist and anything else he'll need. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, is it like a phone phobia? Like, is that a thing? I just strictly hate being on the phone. And like I said, that can go as easy as calling a family member. Like, I don't know. Like, it could be family, it could be a friend, it could be anyone. I hate being on the phone. Like, So, like, FYI, like, if you're gonna call me, like, literally FaceTime me, I'd probably answer, but even then, like, I probably won't. I could probably sit there and watch it ring because I just hate being on the phone. Like, I'm sorry if I ignore your calls, but now you know. I strictly straight up just don't want to answer. Well, that's my ins and out list of 2024. Some of these things are kind of basic that you would think I would either already have in or out for this year, but kind of embarrassed. But like I said, we're gonna put out being embarrassed over little things. So like I said, I admit to not making my own phone calls for myself, but we're gonna put that out this year. Hopefully we're gonna do most of these things I have on my list, both ins and outs. Some of them are in the works, some of them kind of already happened, so that's really good. That means we're on a really good start this year. But with that being said, that is all I have for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching if you are. I love you guys so much. I love all the support on this podcast. Hopefully we do big things this year with it. But like I said, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening or watching. And I'll see you next week back with a brand new episode. Bye.